What's up, Essie? Just got done milking, huh?
Yep, and then I gotta move them, so bring in my extra temporary line so we get them moved over to the next paddock. She thinks she's gonna be going back to what she was just in. She doesn't know she's going to a new paddock yet. So she's gonna take her sweet time, aren't ya?
Uh-huh. It's kind of crazy. So we're trying to keep them off this one as long as possible. You can see how green it is.
Yeah.
And you go over here where we didn't graze, didn't keep up with mowing. And there's more forage than it looks like. Because like cows, horses, like they can eat dry forage too, but it's definitely not that pasture.
They were in this area where we're standing right now. They were in here for I think about 5 days. And then
much greener than over there where they are at the moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just ate that down.
Yeah.
And they were in a much smaller area. Like, what they're in right there is about twice the size of what they were in over here. And really, that's the whole, the key of it is
intensive grazing.
Yeah, intensive grazing management. So we're keeping them in a small area to make sure that they touch essentially every blade of grass.
Whether it's eat or step on it.
Yep. And so that helps promote growth. So they were here, they were in much smaller areas. Up here it's not as green and lush as it was here. So I essentially doubled their space. So they've got, I don't even know what the size of it is.
You can see the clear line though.
Yeah, you can definitely see where they grazed and where they
so
haven't.
They touched everything, even in double the space.
Yeah, really, I plan on pushing them all the way down the tree line here and then back behind our house. And so I'm thinking I could probably get another 2, maybe even 3 weeks out of that before we'll put them back to the big pasture.
Nice. Try to get that as tall as possible before winter.
Yeah, get that as good as it can be, and then also just give it some more time to let that poop break down, because there is still a decent amount of poop up there. So,
well, exciting thing here is Miss Sadie here is going to calve any moment. She's due October 24th, I think, or 23rd or 24th. As of this past Monday, she can calve, because they can calve anywhere from 2 weeks before or after. Her pins are what we're mainly looking to drop. She's already started filling out more on her bag, and then her pins are right here. So where this white starts will like drop way in, and I have seen it drop a little bit more comparative to a couple days ago. But once those completely drop, like usually you'll have a calf within 24 hours. And I definitely want to film the process of like checking on her and just, you know, that whole thing. We didn't get to do that with Essie because we thought when we got Essie, they thought she ran with a bull, so she had what's called live cover. So you have AI, which is artificial insemination, which is when you have a vet or an AI tech come in and put the bull semen in. That's called artificial insemination. And then you've got what's called live cover, which is just the cows run with the bull does his business. And so she ran with a bull. So when you do live cover, it's kind of harder to know exact due dates because, you know, you're not watching the bull every second. So they thought she wasn't due until like May, and we got her in March. So we thought we had some time. Well, it turns out she calved a week after we got her. I'm glad nothing was wrong, because actually trailering a pregnant cow that pregnant isn't necessarily the safest thing, but thankfully she was all good. Emmy obviously is all good. Woke up Sunday morning, Ryan was on lights for worship team, so he wasn't here. I had a bunch of text messages from my mom and my stepdad, who are up by that front pasture where Essie was at the time, saying there's a calf here. So thankfully she didn't have any issues calving, like I said, but you know, we didn't get to film that process of like getting excited for a calf or checking her to see if she's gonna be due soon. But we get to do that because we actually for sure know when Sadie's due, since she was an AI. Exciting stuff. We've got our small group through, which is actually homesteading focused, which is really cool. There's a small group through our church where we are teaching people homesteading skills alongside one of our good friends, Rachel and Jarrett, who are also homesteaders. And so yeah, tonight we're learning to make butter. Well, Miss surprised us last night with her calf.
Freezing temperatures.
First night with freezing temperatures, yep. She waited. She just passed her placenta, so she's eating that now. I'm trying to see if this is a boy or girl. I'm not convinced it's not a boy. So hard to say. Come here, bud. You just want to be by mama, huh?
It was less than an hour ago. It was about 6:40.
It is several hours later.
You're so soft.
Coming out for a second bottle for this girl. Oh, we didn't say. It's a girl.
Yes, it is a girl.
What did we name her?
We named her Daisy.
And we have like the world's best luck with farm animals, apparently. Because we just keep getting girls.
I told you. Because last night, was it last night?
I
Two
don't
nights
know.
ago. I don't know. So we were sitting at the dinner table either last night or the night before, putting in our guesses. Me and the girls all said it was going to be a girl. Ariana thought it was going to be a boy because she didn't think we could have as much luck as we do.
She's still figuring out how to like stand for the bottle. Uh-oh.
What?
Okay, learning moment for us. So we had to stop. I don't know if it was even on video at the angle, but all of a sudden there was blood spewing from her umbilical cord, and well, that didn't look good. So we called the vet, assuming he was gonna. I thought it was an umbilical hernia, but I sent him pictures, and he said it's actually just the umbilical cord. We'll show you in a minute. Basically, I think something to do with like it cut too close up high, so it like reopened, I guess. So he gave us instructions to use these bulldog clips to clamp it shut. Okay, right there. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so can you help me try and pin her again?
I'm sure we get that taken care of.
Basically, then I just want to.
Well, you want to. He said to like kind of push it back, like up into itself.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's squeezing the blood out of it.
Okay.
I can take these off. That way
okay.
it's not as much of a hassle.
Whoa, don't go anywhere, girl.
Okay.
This is the
nasty.
farm vet fix.
Yeah,
Ew.
it looks like mustard.
What is that?
I think just the iodine.
Oh.
Some iodine with other stuff. The blood is going to leak out of there. It's going to shrivel and dry up. And that's going to prevent anything else from coming down. And she didn't even get phased by it. Because
Well, it's just the umbilical cord.
Right.
It's not, doesn't hurt.
What you think, girl?
Sorry.
Use a cutie.
I just hope it stays on.
It'll stay on.
Okay.
It is very tight.
Okay. All right. Well, now you got fed.
I'm gonna
you
go wash
happy?
my hands.
Okay.
I am thinking that it might make sense to turn this. That way this is facing south.
Uh-huh.
So basically as the sun goes over, the sun will shine basically all the way to the back. It'll help with wind, and again, just we'll get sunlight in here pretty much all day. That way she can stay a bit warmer.
Yeah.
And then we'll put the tarp over. Then also we will go grab another one of these totes, cut it down, put it inside to create essentially like a double layer insulation type deal. And yeah, and if we wanted to cut the bottom out of that, we can do that as well. So we got some work to do. We're learning as we go. We're making adjustments.
Yeah.
We're plan, do, check, and adjust.
That's pretty much all that farming, ranching is. Plan, do, check, adjust. But yeah, I know I'm gonna get asked about like why the calf is not with Sadie anymore. I actually did like a whole thing on Instagram about it, so I'm not gonna go like crazy into detail. Or maybe I will, I don't know. But we have decided not to try to calf share for a few reasons. When you calf share, calves introduce a lot of bacteria with nursing and stuff all the time. And so because of that, it just heightens the risk of bacteria and mastitis and things like that that like we don't want to deal with. And then Little Miss is a heifer. So because she's a heifer, we want to raise her obviously as a dairy cow. And the longer they nurse, the heightened chance you have of a cow nursing on other cows when they're full grown. And you know, we have that nursing ring that we have to use on Delilah and Emmy, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt. And so it's just not something we want to deal with. And so we made the choice that since we decided we were going to pull, that we would pull her right away, because when you pull a calf right at birth, the cow doesn't care. As you can see, Sadie is currently way over there post calving without a care in the world. She doesn't care about where her calf is. She turned and looked when we took her, mooed once, and then went to grazing and didn't care the rest of the day. It's a lot easier on them when you take the calf right away versus if they had them for a few days or a few weeks or a few months. They really legitimately don't care. So we are a week out from Miss Daisy being born. Rev is over there. She's not. Rev is over there feeding her this morning and gonna take her coat off her. But she's been doing good. She is in this little tractor here. The kids take her out and take her for walks every day. It's very different having a calf this time because the girls are old enough to help and feed, which has been nice. So they've been feeding her and taking care of her, and they're really enjoying it. It's really cool that they get to enjoy it. Rev is still learning to properly feed, so I have to kind of remind her of the proper way to hold it, but she's doing good. Roosters are good. Olaf, chickens are all good. Rune. We also moved our girls down over here, and you can see our neighbors across the way, their cows have been hanging out a lot down by the creek since we moved our girls over here because they just want to say hi. But we ran 2 electric lines instead of our normal one since he's down there. Olaf, you're being very noisy, sir.
Did you just say that the Annie and Delilah could get in heat?
They're gonna come into heat soon, yeah.
But they can't have calves yet.
They could, but they'd be too young. You don't want them to calve until they're like around 2 years old. Otherwise they could have a hard time birthing. Are you just being attitudey, sir?